Hello, how are you? It's Al here. So, day six product launch of our social selling agent. Today, I'm going to talk about what happens when you're building something transformative and the infrastructure has not caught up yet. And let me give you an example of what it is I'm talking about. Many of you know that back in 2016, I was part of that original Karim team, and we almost got arrested. I personally almost got arrested. I remember going into Egypt. We were opening up new offices, and I went in there to open it up. And as I got into the Uber at the airport, back then, the Kareem, it was surrounded by police officers. They dragged out the driver. I was sitting there. They were about to grab me, and I just jumped out very quickly and got my luggage. Frantically calling the founders, going, "What the heck is happening?" And if you remember, ride hailing apps were illegal back then. Remember when all the taxi drivers would call the cops on you? And, the problem there was that the driver, because I was a female, came into the airport to get me. He didn't wait outside. And, that's a perfect example of transformative technology where the infrastructure was not caught up for it to actually operate and run, or where the market, clearly demand was there, but the gatekeepers didn't actually really know what to do with it. I find myself in the exact same situation in building this social selling agent. So in this particular scenario, as you know, we've built it for LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? I mean, LinkedIn is where we all in public build our professional networks. And I understand and I get why it is LinkedIn. I'm sure everyone has gotten notices around bots and don't use AI tools. But the reality is that there's not a single person today that is not using some kind of tool or bot or AI. I mean, even the original founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman. It's his avatars now that are out there talking, not him anymore. He's kind of leading the charge in all of this in many, many ways in his space in the world. So, you know, I think LinkedIn is at that place right now where I'm sure somebody is asking the question, like, what do we allow? Like, I don't want it to be spammy. I want it to be real human interactions, and all of those things I get. But the reality is that behavior and the market is shifting, and their infrastructure will need to catch up with what's happening in the market. I mean, there are tools that, brilliantly many of us have been using for years, like Expandy. These are 10 million plus in revenue now companies that are operating on the LinkedIn infrastructure. As a founder, I find I have to ask myself, do you go all in or not, recognizing I mean, technically you can get shut down at any time. There were weeks and months with Kareem where even RTA right here in the UAE would shut us down. So, there is this hesitation, but you really have to be, I think, all in, recognizing that you need to do it with integrity. We built this agent to really foster true human connection and relationships. It's not some kind of spammy, I'm trying to sell you something kind of tool at all. It's really looking at the LinkedIn social selling index and looking at your social capital and going, how can we truly get you out there and make you visible? So I think for anyone building transformative technology or services where infrastructure has not caught up yet, I think once as you do it with integrity, and you do it out loud, recognizing and open to listening and having conversations with that other stakeholder on the other side who have genuine concerns, I think that is the right path. We shall see. Have a great day. I hope this was helpful.